Hey guys, it's K Journey and welcome back to my August Writer's Notebook bullet journal setup thingy. Okay, so for this video, what I'm doing is I'm once again doing what I did last month, where I am stamping on sticker paper so that I can cut them out and put them in after I kind of experiment with them on the sticker paper. And I figured out that I'm not very good at stamps, and I struggle with it a lot, especially in the journal. So when I do it on separate sticker paper, I can kind of experiment with it and play with it and turn it into something that I want to put in my journal. For this month's setup, I chose some colors that are really outside of my normal wheelhouse. I chose a pink and kind of a teal color. And the washi tape that I ended up having to get stuck with out of my collection didn't really match, especially on camera. The pink looks very peachy, which it's not in person, but it really does look that way. So there, in the journal itself, there will be times where I'm using my Inktense pencils where I just don't even wet it so that it doesn't become super saturated. Now there you saw me experiment. First I'm trying with the Crayola Super Tips on top of the stamp to kind of color the image, and then I tried coloring on the stamp itself and it came out like super saturated and it was kind of too much and not what I wanted. So here I am going over kind of the gray parts and like the different areas in these stamps with these Inktense colored pencils, and once you get them wet they become a lot more saturated than they are dry here. So for this month, I'm actually turning 40 this month, which is like wild. It is so wild. I'm going to be 40. And I just I went into setting up August, and that's probably how it's going to be in the rest of my setups too, like my plan with me and things like that. I have been so writing intensively focused that I have not had time to be wildly creative. So I'm pleased with how this came out. It's better than I was afraid it was going to, but it's not, kind of my normal, like what I would like to see. But, it worked. It worked. So coloring over this gray really desaturates these colors, which again also aided with them really not matching the tapes that I used. But it's fine. It is whatever it is. Like, I'm just going to move on with my life. And, it doesn't actually look that bad. It's just not my favorite thing ever. It's not really my vibe. What I do love are these snakes. So I got these snakes on Amazon. Once again, I will link these down below. I'm sorry if you heard my daughter making noise there. I am once again recording in my bedroom because my studio is overtaken by toddler. And I came back here to escape and try to do this, and she followed me. And, it's okay. It's going to be okay. So anyway, I'm going through right now and I'm wetting these Inktense pencils. And you're going to see me dab my pencil, or oh my God, perimenopause is like a thing. My paintbrush, there we go. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to dab my paintbrush back and forth because I'm trying to get the color, the pigment off of the bristles so that I can kind of go back and forth between these colors and I'm not muddying them up too much, because they are colors that when you blend them together, they turn into a very pretty purple. But on top of this paper, on top of the stamp itself, the gray ink, it looks really, really muddy and not that great. But I chose them to go together because they do actually really work very well together. I like how the snakes turned out. The snakes are probably my favorite part of this whole thing, but it did take some work. Off camera, I'm going to go over and intensify the edges by darkening them, but that's going to be off camera. And right now I'm doing these gems up top, and I wanted some where the tips were green and one where the tips were pink. It worked out really, really well. I love how these blended together. I think I like the green tips more. I'm glad I did 2 of those instead of 2 of the pink on top. But the pink is such a vibrant color that I wanted to make sure that it didn't overshadow the green on these, and it turned out really well, although you can barely see it here because it's so far back. But it is what it is. My filming setup right now is kind of awkward, and it's not going to change until I can afford to buy an overhead kind of drop down filming thing, which I just don't have right now. And it's fine. Okay, so here I am getting into the actual monthly of August, and this is the only part in the video really where I forgot to turn off autofocus, so I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. But here I'm just basically outlining my 4-week calendar. August ends exactly on a Sunday, which is cool. I think it ends exactly on a Sunday, whatever. It ends in a way where I am happy to have just 4 rows of weeklies here. And I think that's going to stop here pretty soon. I went with a very cursive font here, which I hate my cursive, so I don't know why I did that to me. I think I was thinking that it would look really pretty with the snakes, which, you know, it's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. The flower in the middle of the A there, though, I deeply, deeply regret that. I think if I had chosen a skinnier pen to do that with, it would have been better, but it just looks like a blob on camera, and it kind of looks like a blob in person. I'm not gonna lie. And so these are the washi tapes that I have, and so you can kind of see that they really clash on camera a bit with these stickers, but in person it works a little bit better, but not much better. Unfortunately, I only had what I had to work with, so I went with it. So what I will do is when I am coloring in the calendar, the areas where the day numbers will go, I'm using just the Inktense pencils, and I'm not darkening them with water so that they kind of look more pastel, so they match the tape a little better. And I'm hoping that it kind of pulls the two very separate kind of color schemes I've got going on a little bit together with it. I'm not sure if I pulled it off, but I really tried, and it is what it is, and I've just got to move forward with my life. But I do like how this looked. Like, overall, I'm not going to be mad about using this, and not even for this month, even though it is my birthday month. What I should have done for here, because it is my birthday month, is the dragons, but I wanted to save those for September. I have some dragon stamps. I'm very excited about them. But I wanted to save those for September because hopefully in September I will be launching the book club book. The first in my, like, failed cozy mystery series. And I say failed because it's not a cozy. It's got the cozy vibes. It's very playful. It's very fun. It's short. But it's deeply emotional, and it's got too much violence in it to be cozy, and it's got too much family trauma in it to be cozy. But it's fun and it's funny for the most part. So it's got that feel. So I call it my failed cozy because it's not a cozy, but it's got a lot of the hallmarks of a cozy. It's a paranormal mystery, and that's coming out hopefully in September. So I wanted to save the dragons for that as like a celebration of releasing that book, or launching that book. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then this podcast season 1, that is something that is coming up. So if you guys have watched my videos before, especially a couple of months ago, I was planning on doing a podcast with my previous novels that I was working on. Come to find out, Spotify does not want gore at all on their platform, which I can completely understand. Like, sure, if you don't want gore, don't have gore. Those books are very gory. So I can't do the podcast with them on Spotify. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So that prompted me to switch over to the book club book, and I finished it in 2 weeks, guys. I finished editing and setting it all up in 2 weeks. I got it done so fast, I shocked myself. I spent the entire 2 weeks just in awe of how much of that book I had holding inside of me that just needed to be put on paper, which told me I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now, which is switching to that project and kind of letting some of the other things take a break. So I'm very, very excited. And so the first podcast season will be the book club book, which is great. And I keep calling it the book club book, but it's actually, the name of the book is Books and Ghosts and Pixies on Toast. And yes, the sequels will have playful titles like that too, very similar titles. And I'm, in fact, currently right now working on the sequel. Anyway, I just went on a wild tangent. Here's the final flip through. I hope you guys liked it. It's a little bit not my vibe, but, you know, sometimes it's good to just change things up. It's good to change things up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back hopefully in a couple of days.